I've always loved the 37 Fords. It's always been my wife and my favorite fat fendered car. When I originally bought the body, it was just a bare fiberglass shell. It had a floor pan in it, and that's all. All of the rest of the fenders were empty. Everything came delivered, packed inside the car. My wife developed rheumatoid arthritis, so she says, I want a car with a roof, the stereo, the air conditioning, and with comfortable seats, something we can just get in and drive to Reno if we feel like it. So I said, I can do that. Everything is one-off and my design. I spent 7 years designing and fabricating and engineering and building the car. The engine is a Cadillac North Star out of a 2000 Eldorado. It's a front-wheel drive unit that I took and moved to the rear and fabricated all of the control arms, all of the drivetrain, everything that's associated with moving everything to the rear. The water from the engine actually travels through the frame rail, up to the front, into the radiator, up over the top of the radiator, down, back out, and through another frame rail, back to the rear of the car. And the car runs stone cold. It runs between 200 and 210. The interior is leather, has power windows and mechanical door releases. All of the electrical in the car is all run by relays, and I designed the board behind the seats for all of the major electrical components because I've built enough cars in my life where you lay upside down on the passenger seat with your head under the dash chasing wires, and I just said I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to put everything in a place that's accessible and organized so I know exactly what everything is and where it is. The color is called Champagne Pearl. The top side is also Champagne Pearl, but it has a tint to it, so it looks darker. The paint was a collaboration between my wife and my painter. I was not allowed to have any say-so whatsoever. My wife and my painter got together and picked the colors and said, this is it, and you have no choice. All of my tools are Craftsman tools. I have some tools that belong to my dad, so they would be probably 75 or 80 years old right now, still working. Probably 2 or 3 years ago, I had one of his old ratchets that finally quit, and I took it down to Sears and gave it to him, and the guy looks at it and goes, what is this? And it says Craftsman on it, and I said, well, it's a Craftsman ratchet that don't work anymore. He said, here's a brand new one. All of my tools are Craftsman. It's the only tools I use. I did a tour last year where we left Reno and went up through California, Oregon, Washington, over to Idaho, back down through Nevada and back to Reno. We did 2,000 miles in 10 days. I couldn't bring my wife because there's no room for luggage. At least that's my excuse.